What is going on? Sacktown Pete back at it again. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Happy Wednesday to everybody. Today, I want to talk about DeMarcus Cousins, who currently plays for the Denver Nuggets. Him coming out and talking about this past and let go of the past, Boogie. Talking about his tenure with the Sacramento Kings. Just want to read snippets of what I've seen over the internet and with Mark Spears' article that he posted, an interview with DeMarcus Cousins, and he goes on to ask him, you had success playing for Malone in Sacramento when he was fired after 11-13 start during the 14-15 season, after losing 8 of 10 games while you were out fighting viral meningitis. What do you recall from the firing, and how has it affected you? DeMarcus goes on to say, I thought they were insane, and it shows. You don't even really have to speak on it, because what I knew then about Mike, knew he would soar. He went to the next place, has been nothing but successful. When he's with us in Sacramento, he was successful. Still doesn't make sense and never will. Everything else that has happened to Sac should have never happened. That guy should have never been fired. The rest of what happened to Sac would have never happened if they let him go. And to an extent, I'm with you, DeMarcus. I agree 100%. This franchise is still rebuilding ever since they let go of firing Michael Malone back in 2014, should I say. Biggest, dumbest, bonehead move ever. Yes, I get it. Preach on, Boogie. He also goes on to say that, absolutely, we would have been winning in Sacramento. He's talking about we would have won. Probably would have finished my career there along with Mike. Simple as that. I don't reflect on it as much anymore. I've kind of bounced around and been through so much other things. It's hard to even harp on that situation. Sitting there focusing on that, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at right now. I had put a lot of time and focus just righting my wrongs. Correcting my body, trying to get back in shape and all the rehab. It was just so much other things. It's hard to even focus on Sacramento. And for what? They sucked before I got there. They sucked when I was there. They sucked after I left. You know what? I applaud you. Yes, we sucked while you were there. We suck now. And we sucked before you got there. Totally get it. But this is the part that gets me crazy. That kind of grabs my gears. This is what kind of gets me crazy about DeMarcus Cousins, man. So Spears goes on to ask if you could go back and change anything, what would change that? What would change? You might have changed how you perceive now. Is there anything where you're like, man, I should have just left? I would have just. DeMarcus goes on to say, I would have skipped my draft workout in Sacramento. Spears goes on to say, why is that? So Boogie, this is the part that gets me a little crazy. Boogie goes on to say, what does Sac do for me? Besides my name, I did more for them than they did for me. That's just being honest, just being 100% honest. I had 2 owners, 3 GMs, 7 coaches in 7 years. I was there 7 years. I had 3 GMs, 2 owners, and 7 coaches. Not much more needs to be said. Look, I get it. I know we were a freaking mess, and I totally understand the constant change and all the coaches changes that you went through and all the GMs and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. I get it. I get it. But for the fact that you've had the nerve to come out and say that you would change one thing, that would be the change, just to skip your draft workout in Sacramento. DeMarcus, at the end of the day, you still signed a 4-year, $50 million extension, man. You could have not signed the extension if you didn't want to be there, if you didn't like where the team was currently or where they were going into. You could have easily walked away and not signed the extension, man. I think that's just, at the end of the day, it's your decision. You held all the cards to your future. My thought, I'm glad that you stayed in Sac, and I'm glad that you signed an extension. Definitely grateful for your talents being in Sacramento. The fact that we couldn't build the team around you really, really sucked. And the fact that we still gave you the tools to be successful. We traded for Rudy Gay, especially Rudy Gay in his prime. We signed Rajon Rondo. We got you a shooter in Bellinelli. We got you another shooter in Seth Curry. And we got you one of the winningest coaches of all time in NBA history in George Karl. And the fact that you still couldn't put it together, or you guys, for whatever reason, still couldn't get it together. Yes, you guys had success under Michael Malone with Rudy Gay and Isaiah Thomas. And I amend that, and I agree 100%. Malone should have not been fired. IT should have been retained. Just bonehead, dysfunctional decision moves by the front office at the time. And I get it. But at the same time, you can't come out and say that, what does Sacramento do for me besides drafting my name Like Sacramento tried it, man. They tried to do what they could to do for you. Same with Pete Olson at the time, bringing in George Karl, trading for Rudy Gay, signing Rajon Rondo. You can't tell me the fact that those moves you did not approve or do you not like playing with those guys, because you did, and still couldn't put it together because you had your clashes, you had your run-ins with George Karl, and George Karl came out and clapped back at DeMarcus Cousins, guys, saying that he still signed the $50 million extension. You should be grateful for playing basketball, for the Sacramento Kings. And you know what? To a extent, I agree 100% with George Karl. You should be grateful for playing signing that big fat extension, all that money, and playing basketball. Most players can't even make it to the league and in the NBA and be very good in the NBA. It's like he's bringing up the past. I get it. He has all the world power to do so because he is an NBA basketball player. I just don't like the fact that how you brought it up in the middle of the playoff series, and the fact that all his focus and shifting should be towards the Denver Nuggets and the Golden State Warriors series. So, I mean, I get it. It's an article. It's an interview. I get that. But the fact that you want to come out and say that, you wish you would have skipped your draft workout with the Kings at the time, looking back at it now, listen, man, the dysfunction and the constant change is not your fault. It is what it is. It's very unfortunate. And you did what you can. You set records that will probably be broken one day by another Sacramento King player. So you're not going to forever hold those records in the record books. And the fact that, you want your name and jersey retired in the rafters, it's like, no offense, but maybe if all things considered, if it did work out with Malone, maybe we would be looking at this right now currently differently. And maybe you would still be a Sacramento King right now currently. But the fact that you're not, you're on your 10th or 5th or 6th or 7th team. The way I think about it, it's like Kevin Durant. He's on his 4th team currently. He's not bringing up the past that way it's happened in Seattle and OKC with the Westbrook. Kevin Durant has completely moved on, and he's a winner. He's a championship. He won championships, and he's a winner. The fact that you were with the Golden State Warriors team that year with Kevin Durant, Steph, and Clay and Dre, and the fact that you went all the way to the NBA Finals and you got a chance to win a championship, it's not a good look, man. It's honestly not a good look for you to come out and just blast us in Sacramento. And I still got nothing but love for you, man. I'm the biggest, fan of yours at the time when you're here with the Sacramento Kings. I just really felt like, really felt hurt and discouraged by you coming out and saying these things, man. But I get it. Who am I to come out and rant or talk about this? Because at the end of the day, you are an NBA basketball player, and you're going to do what you're going to do, man. And it's all love at the end of the day, man. Wish you the well. Hopefully it works out for you for the long run at Denver Nuggets. But to say that Sacramento was blah, 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 this and that, from a basketball perspective, I get that. It wasn't the best, and I'm with you. But the fact that for you to come out and say that you wish you would have skipped your draft workout with the Kings really hurts the city, man. It really hurts the loyal fans like me and the rest of your fans here in Sacramento. I wish you well, but this is not a good look, man. And the fact that you're talking about it 5 years after we traded you just seems like you're not moving forward. You're not forward thinking. So that's all I got to say about this, guys. Let me know your guys' thoughts about DeMarcus Cousins coming out and bashing the Sacramento Kings. I know a lot of Boogie fans can probably be upset with me and just joining me on my Twitter and on this video. But hey, you know what? At the same time, listen, I'm okay with it because I was a Boogie fan myself at the time with you guys when Boogie was here in Sacramento. We all wanted it to work. We all wanted him to be the guy to lead us and to be a playoff caliber team with him leading the way. The fact that it didn't happen and it never did, it never was going to, is the reason why he got traded. And I think moving forward that people just got to get that through their head and realize that, because 5 years later, he's still bringing up the past and he's still talking about it. It's like, yes, his career has been different. He wanted to stay. He wanted his jersey retired in Sac. But the fact that he blew his knee after he got traded, how's that us to blame? Like, what happens if we gave him that extension and we gave him that $200 million deal and he blew his knee out with us? We would have been stuck with him, should I say. And like I said, I got nothing but love for Boogie Cousins, and moving forward, I wish him the best. But at the same time, I think that moving forward, he's gonna have to just forward think, push forward and focus on himself with the Denver Nuggets, and as they try to find a way to get a W with the Golden State Warriors in the playoff series right now. So, moving forward, man, let me know your guys' thoughts. I'm just kind of looking at it from both perspectives, and having a point of view on things. Um, Let me know your guys' thoughts on this. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. Please hit the like and subscribe. I'll greatly appreciate it. And yeah, moving forward, I look forward to seeing, if there's anything else that leaks out or we don't know of that happened at the time. But at the same time, wouldn't really be worried or care about it because it's in the past. Like, we're in a totally different spot right now under another regime. And I'm excited about this regime that's currently in place with Monty McNair and staff leading the way. So with that being said, that's going to do it for me for today's video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. You guys take care. God bless. Keep pushing forward. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.